If you are wanting to see some explosive offensive cut-ups, make sure you stay tuned today for this week's guest on the Blue and Gold Gridiron Show. Knows how to put points on the board. We have Coach Shawn Cooley from Hixson High School in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We're really excited to have Coach on the show. He has a variety of experience building offenses, and we're going to talk to him and learn from him today. But before we get into the episode, just want to take a moment to remind everybody that the Blue and Gold Gridiron Show is brought to you by School Funder. School Funder, the only online fundraising company in America that lets you keep all of the money your team raises. You would never willingly give away 20% of the wins your team earns. Why do coaches all across the country willingly give away 20% of their proceeds in fundraising? Call the good people at School Funder. That's SchoolFundr.org, and let them know the Blue and Gold Gridiron Show sent you. While you're helping the show right now, go there, subscribe to the Blue and Gold Gridiron Show. Lots of great free content from wonderful coaches all across the country. Do that right now. Like and subscribe to the show. It helps us reach more coaches. The only goal of the show is to try to help out coaches all across the country, give them a resource for information absolutely free. So if that interests you, well, even if it doesn't, just click subscribe, because it helps us reach more coaches, and we would certainly appreciate the help. All right, so Coach, really excited to have you on. I was looking through some stuff, and I know you have been fairly highly decorated as an offensive coordinator, spoken at a number of clinics, done some great stuff. Always like getting coaches from different parts of the country. Obviously, most of our guests are from Arizona, because that's where I have had the honor to coach here for the last 26 years, but always love getting different guys from across the country, so super excited to have you on. One of my favorite parts of the show is always hearing people's football story, how the game has affected them, and all of those type of things. So without further ado, Coach, if you could give us your football story, we would appreciate it.
Yeah, man. First of all, thanks for having me on. I appreciate you inviting me out and giving me an opportunity to speak. Football to me, obviously played football like a lot of people did, and really took an interest in it mainly because of the coaches that I had when I was in school. They had a tremendous impact on me as a man. You know, a young person as a man, still in communication with a lot of those guys. So obviously loved the game, loved the competition part of it, but really wanted to make an impact in kids' lives, and that's kind of why I do what I do now. Obviously, you've got the little competition pieces of it that, you know, you want to win, you want to do all these things, but for me, I had really, really good high school coaches that taught me the right way to play and the right way to act as a young man. So I started coaching in the same school that I played in, so Sequatchie County, Tennessee. Small town right outside of Chattanooga. It's a small 3A school, very rural, country kids. Kind of where I'm from. It's kind of in the sticks, you know. So ended up I coached there for 3 years. That's kind of where I got my start. Cut my teeth in the wing tee. I played in the wing tee. I was a quarterback in the wing tee. Kind of cut my teeth on coaching in the wing tee, and then kind of ventured out. I took a job after 3 years. I took my first coordinator job, which I had been running. You know, I've been the JV head coach, and I've been the special teams coordinator at Sequatchie, and really just wanted to grow a little bit, you know, as a coach, and decided that I needed to kind of get out of my hometown a little bit. And I took a job at Lafayette, in Lafayette, Georgia, in Walker County, and that was a great experience for me. Worked for a really, really good head coach and really good friend. Andy Scott's his name, and he does a phenomenal job. Got the pleasure to work for him. He kind of let me learn, you know, on the fly, and kind of, you know, threw me in the fire and let me fail, let me succeed, and that's kind of how I learned the best anyway. So he gave me my first opportunity to be a coordinator. Very grateful for that. Just turned me loose on it, and that's kind of, you know, where I started to learn how to game plan and really put together schemes and stuff to make sense for the kids that we had. I had a family emergency, had to leave there after 1 year. Went to Cumberland County, which is about 45 minutes from my house. Really enjoyed my time there. It's not really a football tradition school, so it's a place where winning has been very tough to say the least. We won a couple games there, and really, I really learned how to coach and in a different way there because we were the least athletic team on the field every week, and just really had taught me how to be extreme detailed oriented person in order just to move the football. We had really good kids as far as character wise, really great kids, just athletically deficient in a lot of games. But I really think we got the most out of the kids we had when we were there, and then I ended up at Hixson where I'm at right now. Been here 3 years. We've had a really good turnaround of the program since I got there. It had been, they had went 2 years without winning a game. At some point, they went 2 years, went over for 2 years. The coach before Coach Rivers, who I worked for, the coach before him, he kind of got it going in a better direction. They won about 3 games. They won 2 one year, won 3, and then we kind of get there and we win 7 games in the first year, which is awesome. First time since 2014 we hosted a playoff game. We scored the most points since 2014, so we did a lot of things, that hadn't been done there in 10 plus years. Offensively, defensively as well. We kind of try to turn the culture at that point and got a good start on it. Had a down year last football season in 24. We lost like 5 one-score games. It was kind of crazy. Just one of them years, we ended up 3-7, but really could have won 7, 8 games. We were in every game and just kind of lost them, found a way to lose. And then this past year is kind of the craziest year that I've ever had as a coach, as far as like we had numerous kids transfer out. The transfer portal around here is getting to be a kind of like a real thing in high school. It's kind of crazy. We lost 4 quarterbacks alone. We lost one to transfer. He transferred to be closer to his family, and he transferred out. We lost one. He transferred to Nashville, so he went way away. One of them graduated, and one transferred to another school as well. And so we ended up having, and I'm not making this up, we had to put our starting center from the year before at quarterback this year. I've never thought I'd say that before. Which that kid that played center had played JV quarterback before, but just second team JV quarterback was what he played. But it's kind of crazy. He ended up tying the school record in touchdowns this year. He had 26 touchdowns, and he's not a very fast human, but he ran hard between the tackles and made some throws for us. Had a really good year. He was our offensive player of the year in the region. Really good story, and it's all due to his work ethic. So he had a great year. So every year that I've been at Hixson, we've had an offensive player of the year in the region. So we had our quarterback last year got it, and then we had a tailback my first year there get it. So we've been able to be pretty efficient on offense. We're not scoring as much as I'd like to, but I mean that's kind of every coach would say that. I think you're not doing as much as you want to do. You can always improve in some way, but it's been a really good experience for me, and we get to coach a lot of great kids.
Coach, I've coached 26 years. I've never had to convert the center to quarterback, so you are ahead of me already. So that is quite impressive, and heard lots of good things about you. Really excited for you to kind of coach us up on whatever concept you would like to take us through, cut-up style ideally, but whatever you're willing to share. Always excited to learn, and I will shut up and I will ask questions as you go through your presentation. So thank you.
I'm going to share the screen, and I want you to let me know whenever I'm going to do entire screen, I guess. And I'll share it, and you let me know. Can you see my huddle?
Have it.
All right.
Yep.
Good. All right, so what I'm going to talk about is, a run scheme that we carry. And we got a lot of different variations of it. We call it wrap. A lot of people call it G lead. A lot of people call it one back power. A lot of people call it a lot of different things. I think in the gun T system they call it belly. But we got different variations. We just call it wrap. Okay, so if you're looking here where it says ISO in parentheses here, and it's got a 1 beside it, this is kind of the base way that we're going to install it versus a 4-man front. So play side, we're looking at, if I'm the play side guard, okay, so in this instance it's the right guard. So I've got my blocking assignment is number 1 defensive lineman. So I'm either going to base out on a 3 or I'm going to block down on a 1 technique. Okay, and then our play side tackles is responsible for the number 2 D lineman. It's a lot like old school ISO. And our H, because we base out of 11 personnel, our H is going to ISO insert on the play side backer. Center is his rules on back. So if he's got a head up nose, he's going to block on. If he's got a 1 or a 3 backside, he's going to back block. And then we pull and wrap, like a lateral pull and wrap the backside guard for the backside backer. I know it kind of sounds weird, but on these cut-ups, you'll kind of see what we're looking at. So we pull and wrap him, and we're not going for the play side guy, we're going for the backside guy. Unless the play side backer crosses our face, is when we would obviously block him then. But we're keeping our shoulder square on our pull, just like a little skip pull, and we're going straight to that backside backer. Backside tackle is can do a lot of different things. We usually just have him seal and hinge, or we can cut backside if we're getting issues. That's kind of how we're going to block this wrap play, the wrap ISO look. Now, we got a lot of different looks. We got wrap ISO, we got wrap kick, and we got wrap fold, depending on different fronts. Okay, so if you look below the one I just described there, 1 with 2 there, I've got my cursor over it. We will also, if we get a head up nose, we won't pull the backside guard. We will just veer release him down like old school ISO, and we'll work it that way. We'll take a step to the nose just to make sure he doesn't slant in the backside A gap. If he does, we can double him up, but we're going to just veer release there. And this is all, we practice all this, and the center makes the call, right? The center make the call odd or even, and we know if the backside guard is going to wrap or not, okay? Our kick variation looks like this. Same thing, play side. So my play side guard and tackle have defensive line number 1, defensive line number 2. This looks a lot like split flow zone. Okay, so center's the same. He's on back, and then we're going to skip pull for the play side backer now. Okay, that's the difference in kick and ISO. We'll skip and pull for the play side backer. We'll scoop the backside tackle for the backside backer, and we'll split flow kick the defensive end. It's just a cool little wrinkle that we have. If you got a pretty good athletic tackle on the backside that can scoop that linebacker, this is a really good play because a lot of things you can do off of it. You can obviously read the end and slip the H right in front of his face into the flat, which we've done. You can do a lot of different stuff. And then we got our fold play, which we kind of installed this year, versus tight front looks, where we're going to do play side. Same rules on the play side. We're going to go number 1 D line, number 2. Sometimes, depending on if we get an out call on the play side, we can block down with the guard onto the nose if he's the most dangerous. But we had a really good center this past year, so we left him on the island a lot by himself, which some years you won't be able to do if your center is not a dude. But we had a really good one, so we could let him kind of solo block any nose and be okay most of the time. The unique part about this is a lot of people know what the fold block is. It's kind of an old school thing. We used to do it on midline some. Whenever I cut my teeth in the wing tee, we'd run midline and we'd fold backside tight end. We'd kind of mess with it. So we're going to block out on the 4-eye, and then we're going to skip, pull, and fold the backside tackle for the backside backer. Instead of the guard just releasing the backer, it's better angles. And if we got pretty decent athletic tackle can get there, it's pretty tough. The only thing about this scheme is if your center is not very good, it gets pretty tough to block that nose every time. But like I said, we had a pretty good one, so we didn't really struggle with it too much. So I'll go through, and I've got clips. I've got clips to show you, and I'll kind of break it down to which one. The most you're going to see is the wrap ISO, because that was kind of our bread and butter. We were doing before we get into the clips, doing our efficiency and our explosive charting on our run schemes. We chart 4+ yards an efficient run, and we chart 10+ as explosive. And I do believe we were 63%. We were 63% efficient. So 63% of the time that we ran this play, we got 4 more yards. And then our explosive rate was 22%, which is pretty good for a run scheme. It's pretty good. 22% is a pretty high clip in my experience.
22% over 10 yards is a very high clip in my
Yes,
experience.
yeah, it is. And I was surprised because it was much higher than our other runs, which we've been a base inside zone and counter team. We've been really good at Hixson at those two. And we just kind of implemented wrap heavily this year. We had run it before in spurts, but we really invested in it because I took power out because I didn't have an H-back that was a great kick-out blocker. So we were getting beat on that a lot. So we took power out, and we just kind of replaced power with this play, and it ended up working really well for us. So we'll look at a couple clips or a few clips. I got several, and I've got some with the drone shot, which is the best look. And then some are just a side view, and we'll talk through them all. So we'll look at wrap ISO first. So that first one I drew up. We'll look at the side view first here. So this will be our queen right set. Yep, this will be our queen right set. And what's going to happen here is we're going to block out on the play side. We're going to ISO our H for this play side backer. So H back. Going for this cat, and then our guard should be responsible for this other guy. Okay, I know that didn't really work very well, but boom. He misses the play side because they snuck another backer in, and he went for the backside guy. But our back makes a play. He makes a guy miss, and we end up with a 7-yard gain. I think I've got a drone. Yep, this is the best view. So as of right here, we should be blocking down here with our guard because he's number 1 D line. We should be out on the play side. Center is blocking back. Right? And then we should really be skip pulling around the one technique, which he doesn't do right here. He kind of tries to go in the A gap, which is clogged up, and we should be looking for backside. Our H back should be inserting and looking for our play side linebacker, and we're going to seal and hinge backside with our tackle. So let's look at it. We'll go slow-mo. Up until boom. Good job by the H. You can see where the issue is our backside guard. He doesn't get as much lateral movement as he needs to. He's got to understand that if a 3's on this side, there's going to be a 1 over here, and he's got to gain more ground on his width, another gap. So he tries to insert. He tries to pull and insert the A gap and gets thrown off his track. But still a good gain on a first down play.
Coach, we run something similar to this, and we started having that play side guard make a rat or mouse call. A rat meant if rats have longer tails, it was going to be a longer pull into the B gap.
Yep, and that's
I
what
know
our
exactly
center.
what you're talking about here, but really good stuff.
Yeah, our center is communicating the front, and that should be the communicate. I think he just thought he could get there, and he just didn't. So I don't really know what the thought process was there, but here we go. It's a little worse quality of a clip, but here we go. We're running it the same side, fit it up, good gain there. We'll run it back. We're looking at it. It's a 4-3 look, which a lot of teams kind of started playing us. I mean, you could tell the field conditions are terrible right here because it absolutely piss poured on us. So we're really trying to run the football, but the guard does a great job right here. Backside guard, pull wrap. Bam, engage. Really good job. Really good job. Let's see if he stays on the block because he struggled with that some. He stayed on him. It's not bad. That's a sophomore kid who didn't really play a lot in middle school. Has really just gotten better and better every year. Good job by him. The H-back gets caught up in the traffic a little bit. He has a good initial sidestep to insert, but then I don't know. I think the center gets in his way or the play side guard gets his way, whiffs on the block. Either way, good movement, another first down play, another really good gain. Let's go to the next clip if it'll pull up.
Lost him momentarily.
Having
Try
a
to
little
get
bit
him
of
back.
issues. Let's see.
Wrap stuff, all really
There we
good
go.
stuff there.
All right.
Really like that.
Same play,
interesting
low
that he
snap.
said that they don't
Same
run it
play.
off of
Better job by the
power.
H-back.
We kind of ran it as a compliment to power.
Get
but
to
I
his
love,
spot. Good
where
job
Coach was
there.
going
Good
with
movement.
that. All
Second
really
and
good
short. You know that there's
information
something coming. They're going to anticipate it. They've even put another guy in the box. pretty good job getting the first down. Let's look at backside guard pulling. He gets caught up in the wash.